Several times lately, I've come downstairs in the morning and tried to start my car, and instead of the what I expected, I get this, nothing. It's like the battery is dead. I think the battery is dead. Well, so the first thing I want to do is I can check the voltage, because this car has a built-in voltmeter. I guess most cars have something like this. So, all right, so we can check the battery voltage in this car. With this climate control thing. Just press the rest button here and hold it for, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. Let's see, until the display changes. Okay, so now it's showing, so this is like the key, and this is the value. I'm not sure what like 1 and 30, what 1 is, but we can step through these by pressing the auto buttons on either side. I think that 23 or 24, somewhere in here is 24. Okay, so this is battery volts right here. So key number 24 is the battery voltage. You can see 8.5 volts, not good. And if we try to start it, it goes down to 6 volts. So that's the problem right there. That's why the car won't start. Well, so I checked to see how old this battery was. So I checked the maintenance records on my car. I keep a notebook in the trunk with copies of everything I've spent on it and everything I've done to it. And I see right here, May of 2009 is when I replaced the battery the last time, and that was, this is 2014, so that's been almost 5 years, probably time for a new battery. So, time to get a new battery. So, my car is a diesel. W210 body, and the battery's in the trunk. I don't know if all W210 Mercedes are have the battery in the trunk or not, but the diesels do. So here you have a positive terminal that you can use for jump starting, but the battery is underneath the back seat. So to get to the battery, you have to take out the back seat bottom part, and to do that, there are 2 little buttons, one on either corner. So right here's the right one. And you stick your hand in this little hole here and press up on the button, and then do the same for this one. Okay, and then the seat just lifts right out. Here's a little bit closer look, or a better look at this this latch button that I was pressing on the underside of the seat. You can see it's this little white plastic pivot thing right here. You just put your hand in there and lift up on that, and it pulls this back, and then you can lift that front edge of the seat up. Once you've taken the seat cushion out, you can pull this insulation material back and see the battery. And also this is the fuse box that's mounted underneath the seat is right here. And here's the battery. And as you can see, it's held in place with this one clamp right here. That looks like maybe a 13 millimeter, I'm not sure, and the 2 cables. So I need to take this off and loosen these so that I can get the battery out. So this is a 13 millimeter bolt that's holding this battery clamp in, and I'm taking it out like that, and I'll set this aside. Now I should be able to pick the battery up just a little bit and scoot it forward. Well, obviously I'm going to have to remove these clamps and cables to get the whole thing out. So I'll go ahead and do that here. So I'm just going to loosen these a little bit. There's the positive side and the negative side. It's right here. Now, okay, I probably shouldn't, need to be very careful and with where you put the positive terminal. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because the battery is the thing that I'm disconnecting. So one thing I did think about is that it would be nice to connect another power source to the car when I did this, so I wouldn't have to reset the radio. But too late now, I've already done it, and resetting the radio isn't really a problem. So now I've completely disconnected the battery, so I can slide it the rest of the way out. And there is a little overflow drainage tube on the side, which I'll just pull that off like that. and then use these handles to lift the battery out. So there's the old battery coming out. I shopped around for a bit and finally found this battery right here at Batteries Plus. It was a pretty good deal. I think it was about $119, and it's rated at 850 cold cranking amps. Apparently this one was only rated at 760 amps. And otherwise it seems like it's identical. I think I said earlier it was group 48. It's actually group 49 according to this H8. And I could have gotten the fiberglass matte battery from Batteries Plus that was like an extra $50, but I just don't think there's like really a reason for that. So this looks just like the old battery. So I'm going to set it into place and hook it up. All right, so this is the positive, this is the positive terminal. This is the negative terminal, the one with the cover on it. I'll just leave that cover on for now. And let's see, turn it so that the terminals are more exposed here. And then set it, whoa, this is heavy. Set it in place and okay. Now, before I push it back in here, I should probably also reconnect this ventilation tube, or connect this to the new one on the side here. This is a bad thing about replacing batteries is that they weigh a lot. Oh. Ow. There's the ventilation tube. Let's do that again. Let's just pull it out and put the tube in a little hole here on the side of the battery. All right, so that should keep any overflow from corroding the car. And then there's the let's see, negative terminal. Oh, so there's a plastic cover over the negative terminal. Take that off. Put the terminal on just to get it out of the way. Now I'm not going to put this one on quite yet, just to avoid doing electrical things. All right, so this tube here, I'm going to make sure it goes back into the little rubber grommet that goes to the outside of the car right there. All right, that looks good. So now I can put the battery hold down clamp back in place. Let's see, there it is. And tighten that just a bit, not too tight. Okay. And now the only thing left to do is to put the positive terminal on and to tighten these terminals. So make sure they're on there all the way. I put that on and I can hear it sparking when I do that. So that's good. And now the car is making noises that sounds like it's waking up. And let's see. So I'm going to tighten this. Okay, so let's go over here. All right. All right, so I want to make sure this terminal is all the way down, so I'm going to tap it very gently, just not enough to damage the plastic or anything, but make sure that's down all the way, and then tighten the nut on this bolt. Mercedes always uses really good quality connectors for batteries, like the original Equipment Correct connectors. This looks like brass. It's not. Maybe it is lead. But they never get corroded. I've never noticed that. Okay, so that seems good and tight. And this one is also good and tight. All right, so now nothing left to do but put it back together. The hardest part about putting the seat back in place is just making sure you have all of the seatbelt receivers out above the seat. Okay, so that looks good. And let's check the battery voltage here. So power on, and then hold the rest button down for 10 or 15 seconds. And step forward to key, what was it, 24? 10.7 volts. Actually, that doesn't seem like enough, does it? Let's see if it'll start. Pretty good. Now, I might have been concerned that the alternator was going bad, and that's why there was a problem. But I can check that pretty easily just by revving the engine while I'm watching the voltage. And it did go up a little bit, so I think that's good enough. What if I turn the headlights on? So that's headlights on, rev the engine. So the alternator is putting out voltage, and that looks good to me. All right, so the radio has now been reset, so you have to enter the code so it will work. And I hope, if I was terribly clever the last time this happened, I can look in the owner's manual, and here's the radio operations guide, and see if the code is listed right here. So it's 21113, 21113. Oh, and then press the SC button to confirm the code. Hey, it works. Excellent. All right, so I think the battery replacement was successful.